It was a morning unlike any other. I found myself deep within the ancient forests of New Guinea. I was looking for the bird of paradise, a living jewel of the forest. Then, a flicker of movement caught my eye. It was a male bird of paradise preparing for his great performance. He cleared his stage with meticulous care. Suddenly, the forest filled with his strange and beautiful call. He began to dance. His feathers transformed into a breathtaking display of iridescent color. He fanned his plumes into a perfect, shimmering cape. It was a dance of life, a declaration of his strength and vitality. Watching this extraordinary display, I was reminded of why birds captivate us so deeply. This small bird was putting on a performance as dramatic and as emotionally charged as any human play. I felt a profound connection to this creature and to the wild, wonderful world it represents. Birds are everywhere, a constant and beautiful part of our world. From the smallest sparrow to the mightiest eagle, they have conquered every corner of our planet, from deserts to jungles. This universal presence and incredible diversity is what makes the world of birds so endlessly fascinating. Think of the tiny hummingbird, a marvel of miniature engineering, or the enormous Andean condor. Some birds, like the ostrich, cannot fly, while others, like the penguin, fly through water. They undertake epic journeys. The Arctic tern migrates from pole to pole, the longest migration of any animal. Birds represent a sense of freedom. They see the world from a perspective we never can. They are living symbols of nature's beauty and wildness. Their world is a world of wonder, waiting to be explored. My fascination with birds began as a boy exploring the garden and woods. Every bird was a new discovery. I watched robins defend their territory, learned the chaffinch's song, and saw them as individuals with daily routines. This curiosity led me to understand how they lived, how they migrate, and how they communicate. The more I learned, the more I realized how intelligent and resourceful birds are. They solve problems, use tools, and show emotions. They have social structures and family bonds. This journey can begin in your own backyard. All it takes is a moment to watch and listen. Appreciate the beauty and complexity of these feathered dinosaurs. Discover the wonder just beyond your window. Our journey begins with the smallest of birds. In the Americas, we find the hummingbird, a creature that seems to defy physics. They are jewels brought to life, weighing less than a coin. Their hearts beat over 1,000 times a minute, fueling their extraordinary lifestyle. They hover, wings a blur, drinking nectar and pollinating. The hummingbird must consume more than its body weight in nectar each day. If it fails to find enough food, it will not survive the night. To conserve energy, it enters a state of deep torpor. These tiny birds are also fierce warriors, defending their flowers with aggression. Consider the bee hummingbird of Cuba, barely larger than a bumblebee. Its nest is a tiny cup, where it lays eggs the size of coffee beans. The hummingbird shows us that even the smallest creatures can possess immense strength. They remind us that wonder can be found in the tiniest of packages. We turn our gaze upwards to the undisputed masters of the sky, the raptors. They are nature's perfect hunters, equipped with incredible vision and powerful talons. The peregrine falcon is the fastest animal, diving at over 300 kilometers per hour. The bald eagle, a symbol of strength, can spot a fish from over a kilometer away. These apex predators shape ecosystems, and their presence signifies a healthy environment. Different birds of prey have evolved different skills for different environments. In Africa, the secretary bird hunts on foot, stamping on snakes. These magnificent birds have captivated the human imagination, symbols of power and freedom. They are a living embodiment of freedom, inspiring a sense of awe. Birds are nature's master builders, crafting nests that range from the tiny, silk-bound domes of long-tailed tits to the massive communal structures of sociable weavers. Each species follows its own blueprint, using materials and designs as unique as their songs. Some, like the sociable weaver, create vast apartment complexes that shelter hundreds, while others, like the bowerbird, build not for shelter but for art, decorating bowers with colorful treasures to attract a mate. These displays are more than survival. They're acts of creativity, judged by potential partners for their beauty and ingenuity. From intricate knots to elaborate galleries, birds reveal that the urge to build and create beauty is woven deep into life itself. Their architecture and artistry are testaments to intelligence, cooperation, and the pursuit of something beyond mere survival. In every nest and bower, we glimpse the extraordinary creativity of the avian world. Birds fill the world with sound, a language of warning, territory, and connection. Songs are complex, learned, and unique, with each species and even each region developing its own dialect. The nightingale's endless variations and the lyrebird's astonishing mimicry showcase the heights of avian vocal artistry. Young birds learn by listening and practicing, passing down songs through generations. These vocalizations are more than instinct. They're culture, communication, and performance. The lyrebird, in particular, weaves the sounds of its world, natural and man-made, into a breathtaking symphony. Birdsong is a living soundtrack, a testament to intelligence and creativity. In every note, we hear the wild's voice and the story of its singers. Birds are far from solitary. Their lives are woven with bonds and cooperation. Albatrosses reunite after years apart, reaffirming lifelong partnerships with ritual dances. In many species, families work together, parents and even older siblings raising young as a team. Some, like Florida scrub jays, form extended family groups, sharing duties and increasing survival. Flocks, like starling murmurations, move as one, each bird responding to its neighbors in a display of collective intelligence. Crows and ravens recognize faces, remember kindness, and even mourn their dead, revealing emotional depth. Birds' social lives are rich, complex, and deeply meaningful, a reflection of sentience and connection. Birds paint the world with color, from the boldest reds to the most subtle camouflage. Bright hues signal health and fitness, while earth tones hide them from predators and prey. Some colors come from pigments in their diet. Others, like iridescent blues and greens, are created by microscopic feather structures. Camouflage is a matter of survival. Nightjars vanish on the forest floor, bitterns disappear among reeds, ptarmigans blend into snow. Every feather tells a story of attraction, strategy, and adaptation. The diversity of avian color is a celebration of evolution's artistry. Each flash of plumage is a brushstroke in nature's masterpiece. Migration is one of nature's greatest feats. Billions of birds crossing continents, driven by ancient instinct. Some, like the bar-headed goose, soar over the Himalayas. Others, like the Arctic tern, travel from pole to pole, covering tens of thousands of kilometers each year. These journeys are fueled by intense preparation. Birds double their weight, storing energy for the perilous trip. Migration is a quest for food, safety, and the best conditions for raising young. The distances are staggering, the challenge is immense, yet birds navigate with astonishing precision. Each journey is a testament to endurance and resilience, and the power of instinct. The spectacle of migration is a living reminder of the wonders of the natural world. How do birds find their way across the globe? Their navigation is a marvel of nature. They sense Earth's magnetic field, use the sun and stars as compasses, and recognize landscapes from above. Some even follow faint scents across oceans, combining instinct with learned experience. Young birds often migrate with elders, memorizing routes and landmarks for future journeys. This internal guidance system is both inherited and taught, blending genetics and culture. The mystery of avian navigation remains one of science's great frontiers. In every successful journey, we witness the extraordinary intelligence and adaptability of birds. In the constant battle for survival, not all strategies are about strength or speed. Some involve cleverness and deception. Birds use cunning tactics to protect themselves. The tawny frogmouth uses camouflage, blending in with the environment. Plovers feign injury to lure predators away from their nests. Cuckoos lay their eggs in other birds' nests. The unsuspecting host parents raise the cuckoo chick as their own. It is a powerful example of cunning survival tactics. The term bird-brained suggests a lack of intelligence, but we now know this isn't true. Some birds' minds are incredibly sophisticated. The corvid family, including crows, ravens, and jays, are geniuses, with intelligence comparable to primates. The New Caledonian crow is a master toolmaker, crafting hooks from twigs to extract grubs. In labs, these crows solve complex puzzles, planning sequences of actions. The green heron uses bait to fish, dropping objects on the water's surface. Western scrub jays cache food and remember locations, even relocating caches if watched, showing a theory of mind. The story of life includes cooperation, sometimes between unlikely partners. Birds form remarkable relationships with other species, including humans, that benefit both. One example comes from Africa, where the greater honey guide partners with honey badgers and people. The honey guide leads people to beehives. Humans use tools to open the nest and harvest the honey. They leave the wax-filled honeycombs for the bird. The bird gets food, and the human gets a guide to a valuable resource. On the Galapagos Islands, finches pick parasites off tortoises and iguanas. In cities, we provide food and water for birds. In return, they bring life and song to our gardens. These alliances show how birds are interconnected with the world around them. Birds have conquered almost every habitat on our planet, from the scorching heat of the desert to the bitter cold of the polar ice caps. To live in these extreme environments requires extraordinary adaptations and survival strategies. In the frozen world of Antarctica, the emperor penguin endures the harshest conditions imaginable. The males are left to incubate their single egg through the long, dark Antarctic winter. For 2 months, they stand on the ice in temperatures that can drop below -60 degrees Celsius, with winds howling at over 100 kilometers per hour. They do not eat for this entire period. To survive this incredible ordeal, the emperor penguins rely on cooperation. They huddle together in a massive group, sometimes comprising thousands of birds. The penguins on the outside of the huddle bear the brunt of the wind and cold. Slowly and continuously, the entire huddle shuffles and rotates, so that the birds on the cold outer edge are gradually moved into the warm, protected center. The temperature inside the huddle can be more than 20 degrees Celsius warmer than the air outside. This remarkable social behavior is the key to their survival, a testament to the power of working together against the elements. At the other end of the spectrum, birds in the world's hottest deserts face the opposite challenge: how to stay cool and find water in a parched landscape. The sandgrouse of the Kalahari Desert has a clever solution. The male has specially adapted belly feathers that are able to absorb and hold a large amount of water. Every morning he will fly, sometimes up to 50 kilometers, to the nearest waterhole. There, he wades into the water and soaks his feathers like a sponge. He then flies all the way back to his nest, carrying this precious cargo of water to his thirsty chicks, who drink directly from his wet feathers. In these extreme environments, every aspect of a bird's life is finely tuned for survival. The elf owl of the Sonoran Desert avoids the blistering heat of the day by nesting inside holes in giant saguaro cacti, where the thick, fleshy walls provide excellent insulation. Many desert birds are active only during the cooler hours of dawn and dusk, resting in the shade during the midday sun. From the penguin's huddle to the sandgrouse's water-carrying feathers, these remarkable adaptations showcase the incredible ingenuity of evolution. They demonstrate how life can find a way to thrive in even the most unforgiving corners of our world. We now venture into the heart of our planet, the tropical rainforests. These are the world's lungs, teeming with more life than any other habitat on Earth. From the ground to the canopy, every level is a bustling world of its own, a vertical city of incredible biodiversity. The air is thick with humidity and the constant hum of life. Here, competition is fierce. Sunlight is a precious resource, and the struggle to reach it creates a dense green ceiling high above the forest floor. In this emerald kingdom, birds have evolved an astonishing array of forms and behaviors to find their niche in the complex web of life. The colors of rainforest birds are often spectacularly vivid. This is not just for show. It is a vital form of communication in the dim, filtered light of the forest. The brilliant scarlet of a macaw or the electric blue of a morpho butterfly's wings can be seen from a distance, helping birds to find mates and define territories. The resplendent quetzal of Central America, with its shimmering green plumage and long, flowing tail feathers, is considered one of the most beautiful birds in the world. Its beauty is a beacon, a flash of color that cuts through the jungle gloom, a living jewel in a world of green. Sound is just as important as sight in this dense environment. The rainforest is a symphony of calls, each one a distinct voice in the choir. The deep, booming call of a cassowary echoes through the undergrowth, while the strange mechanical sounds of the bellbird ring out from the canopy. These sounds allow birds to communicate over long distances, even when they cannot see each other through the thick vegetation. For many species, their call is their signature, a unique identifier that helps them to locate their partners and warn their rivals in this crowded, noisy world of constant activity and hidden movement. Life in the rainforest requires specialization. Some birds, like the toucan, have evolved enormous, colorful bills. These look heavy, but they are actually lightweight and hollow. They are the perfect tool for reaching fruit on thin branches that would not support the bird's weight. Other birds, like the antbirds, have a different strategy. They follow swarms of army ants through the forest, not to eat the ants themselves, but to catch the insects and small animals that are flushed out by the advancing ant army. In this rich and complex world, every bird has its own unique story, its own ingenious way of making a living. From the lush, wet rainforests, we travel to one of the most challenging environments on Earth, the desert. These are lands of extreme temperatures and scarce water, where life must be tough and resourceful to survive. The sun beats down relentlessly, and the landscape can seem empty and barren. But look closer, and you'll find a surprising amount of life. Birds that call the desert home have evolved remarkable adaptations to cope with the heat and the lack of water. Their survival depends on their ability to conserve every precious drop and to find shelter from the scorching sun in this unforgiving place. One of the greatest challenges is finding water. The sand grouse, as we have seen, has its amazing water-carrying belly feathers. Other birds have different solutions. The Gila woodpecker in the American Southwest carves its nest holes into giant saguaro cacti. These cacti not only provide a safe home, but the cool, moist flesh of the plant helps to create a more hospitable microclimate for the birds and their young. Many desert birds get most of the water they need directly from their food, eating succulent plants or insects and other small animals. They are masters of water conservation, with highly efficient kidneys that produce very little liquid waste. Coping with the extreme heat is another constant battle for survival. Most desert birds are active only in the cooler hours of the early morning and late afternoon. During the intense heat of midday, they rest in the shade of rocks or sparse vegetation. Some birds, like the roadrunner, have a clever way to regulate their temperature. They can excrete excess salt through special glands near their eyes, which helps them to conserve water. They will also raise the feathers on their back to expose a patch of dark skin, which helps them to absorb the sun's warmth on a cool morning, or flutter their throat muscles to dissipate heat when it gets too hot. Camouflage is essential for survival in the open desert landscape. The plumage of desert birds is often in shades of sand, brown, and gray, allowing them to blend in perfectly with their surroundings. The cream-colored courser of North Africa and the Middle East is almost invisible against the sandy ground, a crucial defense against predators like falcons. Life in the desert is a testament to the incredible resilience of birds. They show us that even in the harshest, most desolate corners of our planet, life can find a way not just to survive, but to thrive with remarkable ingenuity and grace. Habitats are not always wild and remote. Some are of our own making. Cities are one of the newest and most rapidly expanding habitats on the planet. These concrete jungles, with their tall buildings, paved streets, and bustling human activity, might seem like an unlikely place for wildlife to flourish. Yet many bird species have not only learned to live alongside us, but have become incredibly successful urban dwellers. They have adapted their behavior to take advantage of the unique opportunities that our cities provide, turning our world into their own and showing incredible flexibility. The most successful urban birds are the generalists, those who are not too fussy about what they eat or where they build their nests. Pigeons, or rock doves, are a perfect example. Their wild ancestors nested on cliffs, so the ledges of our buildings make perfect substitutes. They thrive on the abundance of food we discard. Sparrows and starlings have also become masters of city living, forming large flocks and finding food and shelter in our parks, gardens, and buildings. These birds have proven to be incredibly adaptable, turning the challenges of the urban landscape into advantages for their own survival. Our cities can provide unexpected havens. The peregrine falcon, the fastest animal on Earth, was once driven to the brink of extinction by pesticides. It has made a remarkable comeback, and many have chosen to make their homes in our cities. The tall skyscrapers mimic the high cliffs where they would naturally nest, providing safe, inaccessible sites to raise their young. From these high perches, they have a commanding view of their territory and an abundant supply of food in the form of city pigeons and starlings. The return of these magnificent predators to our cities is a powerful symbol of nature's resilience. Living in the city also presents new challenges that require new skills. We see evidence of bird intelligence all around us. Crows in Japan have learned to use traffic to their advantage. They will place hard-to-crack nuts on the road at pedestrian crossings. They wait for the cars to run over the nuts and crack them open. And then, when the traffic stops for people to cross, they fly down to safely collect their meal. This clever behavior shows an incredible ability to learn, to solve problems, and to adapt to a changing world. The birds of our cities are a constant and welcome reminder that nature is all around us, even in the most built-up of environments. Where the land meets the sea, a dynamic and ever-changing habitat is formed. The world's coastlines are places of constant motion, shaped by the rhythm of the tides and the power of the waves. This is a rich environment, and birds that live here have become masters of two worlds, the land and the water. They are a diverse group, from the long-legged wading birds that patrol the shoreline to the seabirds that spend most of their lives far out on the open ocean. Each is perfectly adapted to exploit the abundant food that can be found in this productive coastal zone, a place of great opportunity. The shorebirds, like sandpipers and oyster catchers, are experts at finding food in the mud and sand left behind by the retreating tide. They have a remarkable variety of bill shapes and sizes, each one a specialized tool for a particular type of prey. The long, thin bill of a curlew is perfect for probing deep into the mud for worms. The short, stout bill of a plover is used for picking up small insects and crustaceans from the surface. The bright red, chisel-like bill of an oyster catcher is strong enough to pry open the tough shells of mussels and other shellfish, giving it access to a well-protected meal. Further out from the shore, we find the true seabirds. Gulls, terns, and gannets are a familiar sight along our coasts. Gannets are spectacular hunters. They circle high above the water, searching for schools of fish. When they spot their prey, they fold their wings and plunge into the sea like a spear, hitting the water at incredible speed. Their skulls are specially reinforced to withstand the impact, and they have air sacs in their face and chest that act like airbags. This dramatic dive allows them to catch fish that are swimming far below the surface, a feat of precision and power. Life on the coast often means living in large, noisy colonies. Cliffs and remote islands provide safe places for seabirds like puffins and guillemots to nest, away from land-based predators. Hundreds of thousands of birds may gather in one place to raise their young. The air is filled with their calls and the constant motion of birds flying to and from their fishing grounds. This colonial lifestyle provides safety in numbers, but it also creates intense competition for nesting sites and food. The coasts are a dramatic stage where the daily struggles for survival are played out for all to see. Our journey now takes us to the ends of the Earth, to the vast, frozen landscapes of the polar regions. The Arctic and the Antarctic are lands of breathtaking beauty and extreme cold. For much of the year, the sun barely rises and the land and sea are locked in ice. These are the most inhospitable environments on our planet, yet even here, life has found a way to hold on. The birds that endure these conditions are among the toughest and most resilient of all. They have evolved extraordinary adaptations to survive in a world of ice and snow, a world of profound silence and stark beauty. In the north, the Arctic is home to birds like the snowy owl. Its thick white plumage provides both warmth and perfect camouflage against the snow-covered tundra. This allows it to hunt effectively, preying on small mammals like lemmings. Its population size is closely tied to the population of its prey, rising and falling in a natural cycle. Another Arctic survivor is the ptarmigan, which changes its feather color with the seasons. In winter, it is pure white to blend in with the snow. In summer, it molts into a mottled brown, providing perfect camouflage against the rocky, thawed ground. In the south, Antarctica is a continent almost entirely covered by ice. Life here is concentrated around the coast and the rich southern ocean. This is the domain of the penguin. While they are clumsy on land, they are masters of the sea. Their wings have evolved into powerful flippers, and their streamlined bodies are perfect for flying through the water. They are incredibly agile swimmers, able to catch fish, krill, and squid with ease. The Adelie penguin builds its nest from small stones on the few ice-free patches of land, returning to the same colony year after year to breed during the brief Antarctic summer. The ultimate polar traveler is the Arctic tern. As we have learned, it links these two frozen worlds together. It breeds during the Arctic summer, taking advantage of the long daylight hours and abundant food. Then, as winter approaches, it flies all the way to the other end of the planet to enjoy the Antarctic summer. By following the sun, it lives a life of almost perpetual daylight. This incredible journey is a testament to the endurance of birds. The frozen frontiers may seem barren, but for those who are adapted to them, they are places of great opportunity, a testament to life's ability to conquer even the coldest parts of our world. Finally, we ascend to the planet's highest places, the Great Mountain Ranges. These are worlds of rock and sky where the weather can change in an instant and the air is thin. Life here is challenging. the slopes are steep, the soil is poor, and the growing season is short. Birds that live in the mountains must be hardy and adaptable. They are specialists of the vertical world, able to navigate the treacherous terrain and survive the harsh, unpredictable conditions. From the valleys to the highest peaks, mountains offer a range of habitats, each with its own community of unique and resilient birds. One of the most iconic mountain birds is the eagle. Golden eagles in the northern hemisphere and Andean condors in South America are masters of mountain flight. They use their broad wings to soar effortlessly on the upward currents of air that are created as wind is deflected by the mountain slopes. This allows them to patrol vast territories with minimal effort, searching for food on the ground below. Their incredible eyesight enables them to spot prey from great distances, giving them a significant advantage in this open, rugged landscape. They are the kings of this high-altitude kingdom. Living at high altitude presents a unique physiological challenge. There is less oxygen in the air. Birds like the bar-headed goose, which migrates over the Himalayas, have special hemoglobin in their blood that is much more efficient at capturing and carrying oxygen. This allows them to fly at altitudes that would be fatal for most other creatures. Even birds that live permanently in the mountains have adaptations to help them cope with the thin air. They tend to have larger hearts and lungs relative to their body size, allowing them to process what little oxygen is available more effectively. Life in the mountains is dictated by the seasons. The alpine chow, a member of the crow family, lives high up near the peaks. In summer, they feed on insects and berries. In winter, when the mountains are covered in deep snow, they are clever enough to take advantage of new food sources. They are often seen at ski resorts, scavenging for food left behind by tourists, demonstrating their intelligence and adaptability. The birds of the mountains are a symbol of strength and endurance, living their lives on the roof of the world, closer to the sun and stars than any other. For as long as humans have been creating art, birds have been one of our most enduring subjects. They are a constant source of inspiration, a feathered muse that has captured the artistic imagination across every culture and era. Their grace, their vibrant colors, and their symbolic power make them compelling subjects. Think of the delicate brushstrokes in traditional Chinese and Japanese paintings. In the West, artists like John James Audubon dedicated their lives to documenting the birds of America. This inspiration soars beyond the visual arts and into the realm of music. Birdsong is nature's original symphony, a complex and beautiful soundscape that has enchanted composers for centuries. Birds challenge our creativity and push us to find new ways to express the wonder they evoke. Throughout history, birds have been more than just animals. They're powerful symbols in myths and legends worldwide. Their ability to fly gave them sacred status as intermediaries between worlds. Eagles symbolized power, owls wisdom, and in ancient Egypt, falcons were divine. The dove remains a symbol of peace, while the raven evokes foreboding. These stories show our relationship with birds is deeply spiritual. They help us understand the world and our place in it. Birds have flown through literature and poetry for centuries, adding layers of meaning and beauty. They are the perfect metaphor. Their flight represents freedom. Their song symbolizes joy or sorrow. Poets like Keats and Shelley were captivated by birds, using them to explore human feelings. Birds also play significant roles in prose, like the raven in Edgar Allan Poe's poem. They are central figures that help us explore our own humanity and connection to the natural world. They give our stories flight. The human desire to fly has driven centuries of innovation. For years we looked to birds, the ultimate masters of the air, filled with envy and wonder. Their effortless grace became the symbol of freedom. This desire sparked myths like Icarus and flying carpets, the first drafts of human flight. This moved from myth to science as inventors studied birds. Leonardo da Vinci sketched bird anatomy and flying machines. The Wright brothers realized they needed to understand how birds controlled their movement. Observing buzzards twist their wingtips led to controls for their first airplane. Biomimicry continues to shape our technology. Engineers study bird flight to design advanced aircraft and drones. Birds have been our guides, inspiring us to reach for the sky. The connection between birds and humans is ancient, woven into our shared existence. For many, birds are our most accessible connection to nature. They bring color, song, and remind us we share our world. This bond is nurtured through simple acts of care. Millions hang bird feeders, creating bird-friendly habitats. Watching fosters responsibility. Bird watching is a popular hobby, combining treasure hunts with nature. It encourages exploration and a new level of awareness. We are captivated by their beauty and resilience. Their song speaks of survival and the vital connection between all living things. Our exploration has shown us a planet teeming with life, yet we must now turn to a more somber and urgent part of their story. The rich symphony of birdsong is beginning to fade. This growing silence is a profound warning. It speaks of habitats vanishing and species disappearing. Scientists have documented a staggering decline in bird populations across the globe. It includes many of our most common and beloved birds. Their absence creates a void. The causes of this decline are complex, but they almost all lead back to us. Their struggle for survival is a direct reflection of the challenges facing our entire planet. It is a desolate thought. Birds are vital indicators of the health of our ecosystems. They are the canaries in the coal mine for the entire planet. The growing silence is a call to action. The greatest threat to birds is habitat loss. Forests, wetlands, and grasslands are destroyed for agriculture, cities, and industry. This destruction leaves birds with nowhere to go. Relentless habitat destruction pushes species towards extinction. Cities with glass towers are deadly. Millions of birds die colliding with windows. Free-roaming domestic cats have a devastating impact. These hunters kill billions of birds annually. Pollution casts a long shadow. Pesticides can be lethal. Plastic pollution poses a grave danger, especially to seabirds. A warming climate is scrambling the avian world. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and intense. The human footprint is stamping out the foundations birds need to survive. In the face of these immense challenges, it would be easy to despair, but that would be to ignore the other side of the story. All around the world, there are people, communities, and organizations dedicating their lives to turning the tide. Their work provides powerful beacons of hope, proving that with passion, dedication, and science, we can bring species back from the very brink of extinction. These conservation success stories are a vital reminder that it is not too late, that our actions can make a profound and positive difference. Consider the story of the peregrine falcon. This magnificent bird of prey was nearly wiped out. Today, the peregrine falcon has made a triumphant return, a powerful symbol of nature's resilience when given a chance. An even more dramatic recovery is that of the California condor. Today, hundreds of condors once again soar over the canyons, a species literally brought back from the dead. In New Zealand, some of the world's rarest birds, like the flightless kakapo and the tiny saddleback, can thrive. Each of these stories is a testament to what we can achieve when we choose to act. The fate of the world's birds does not rest solely in the hands of scientists and conservationists. It is a shared responsibility that falls to each and every one of us. The future of the robin in our garden, the puffin on our coast, and the eagle in our mountains depends on the choices we make every single day. The threats they face are vast and global, but the solutions can be small and local. We all have a part to play in protecting these creatures and the habitats they and we depend on. The power to make a difference is in our hands, in our homes, and in our communities. This can begin with simple actions. We can make our gardens more bird-friendly by planting native trees and shrubs that provide food and shelter. We can put up nest boxes to give them a safe place to raise their young. We can keep our pet cats indoors, especially during the breeding season, to protect vulnerable fledglings. We can apply simple decals to our windows to prevent deadly collisions. These small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can create a network of safe spaces for birds, helping them to survive and thrive in the human-dominated landscapes we have created. We can also use our power as consumers and citizens. We can choose to support sustainable agriculture by buying food that is grown without a heavy reliance on harmful pesticides. We can reduce our consumption of single-use plastics that pollute their environments. We can make our voices heard, encouraging our governments and local councils to protect important natural areas, to invest in renewable energy, and to pass laws that protect wildlife. Our collective choices can shape the world, creating a society that values nature and makes space for it to flourish alongside us, for the benefit of all. Ultimately, saving birds is about more than just saving birds. It is about saving ourselves. Their plight is a reflection of the health of our planet. A world that is safe and healthy for birds is a world that is safe and healthy for humanity. It is a world with clean air, clean water, and functioning ecosystems that provide the resources we all need to live. By taking on the responsibility to protect them, we are investing in our own future. The song of a bird is a song of life itself. It is our profound privilege and our urgent duty to ensure that this song is never silenced. We have traveled the globe together, from rainforests to mountains, frozen poles to our back gardens. We have witnessed the secret lives of birds unfold in all their astonishing complexity and beauty. We have seen the tiny hummingbird and the mighty eagle. We have marveled at the architectural genius of the weaver bird and the artistic flair of the bowerbird. We have listened to the symphony of their songs and watched the epic drama of their migrations. Their world is a world of endless wonder. This journey has shown us that birds are so much more than just beautiful creatures with wings. They are intelligent problem solvers, devoted parents, and complex social beings. They have inspired the deepest parts of our human culture, from our art and music to our myths and legends. They remind us that our world is a place of magic, beauty, and mystery, full of secret lives waiting to be discovered. It deepens our appreciation for life and ultimately inspires us to protect what we love. Our journey has shown us the fragility of this beautiful world and the growing threats birds face. We've seen passionate people bring species back from the brink. The peregrine falcon and California condor prove decline isn't inevitable. The future is ours to create together, a responsibility resting on our shoulders through everyday choices. By helping birds, we restore our planet's health. A world thriving with birds means clean air, water, and ecosystems for all. Let's be inspired by their beauty and resilience, turning wonder into action. We can all be guardians, voices for those who cannot speak. It's our duty to ensure this music never fades. These are invitations to reconnect, celebrate, and protect. Let us cherish and protect them, ensuring their songs fill our skies for generations.